Okay, let me get set up here. Welcome back. Oh shoot. So what we have here, if you're new here, is as far as I know, I've never seen another vintage wrestling collection that is all in-person finds, no internet, no mail order. That's what I do here. I collect, I mean, pretty much anything. Uh, Vintage wrestling collecting. And I do that by hunting it at resale shops, um, flea markets, yard sales, uh, all the good stuff. So what are we doing today? What? I had an idea, and I'm like, might as well just get through it. The other day, we'll give it a second for a few people to get here, and then I'm hoping that this should work right. The lighting should be good, but we'll wing it. It'll either work or it won't. So give it a second for people to get here. So this channel, once again, no internet. You can't use the internet to go search for figures. You can't use the mail to order it from a magazine or offline or something like that. And the rules are go hunt, go find, then buy. It's cheating to do it the other way. So I'm just going to get into it, and I'm not going to wait for people to get here. What are we doing? We are doing Paul White figures, which is kind of maybe a different one. Let me straighten this up. Sorry, I need to get you guys lifted up higher, so you're actually going to see this. Still going to sit maybe a little low. See if I can get you up. Let's do this. We got to open the door to start out. All right. So, well, that's appropriate. Directly in the front here, the first thing that you end up seeing is an LJN of Andre the Giant. So, for those of you that were Attitude Era, Big Show was our Andre the Giant, basically. So, where do we get? First figure that I know the Big Show or Paul White got is right here. Here's number one. So, oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Maybe we can pull you guys back a little bit, then try it. Let me see what I can do. Sorry. I should have had all this ready. My bad. Alright. So, first figure of his. What would it be? Here is the first figure of Paul White. So, we'll start out. He's going to be called the Giant. Because that's what he was in WCW. And to give it, since it's WWF designed, this whole top is Hasbro's. That's all WWF. Let's slap a little WCW on here. Give it a little flavor. But that is your big rubber action figure. It's basically like these, the LJNs, the older ones, but it's made by original San Francisco toy makers. What's up, baseball bros? That's my favorite WWE. That is awesome. That's so sick. Cool. Because I'm going to go over all of his figures that I have. But that will not... I don't collect modern stuff. So you're going to see all of his... This is his rookie figure. Right here. So it's similar to these, which are Hasbro or LJNs, and they're like a softer rubber style figure. Really, really cool. What's up, Axel? So the time period on this one, let's see if we can even do time period. We got 1995 or 6 that came out. That would be his rookie figure. He had never had a figure before this. And so, you know, if I was him, you know, the guy's probably pretty stoked on it. I would be if I was him. Um, but he got so many figures after that. Well, we're still in WCW right now. So there was those big rubbery figures. They scuffed up really easy. This one's in really good condition. Usually they're really scuffed up. They look really bad. But I was lucky to find this one in really good shape. So what's up, Toes? So there's figure 1 of the Giant. His next figure, they went in a different direction. Same company. There's your next figure. And what it has this little button on the back. It's same company, original San Francisco toy makers, but they gave him an action now. And the action, I don't know if the action maybe broke on it, or I gotta click it in. I don't know. The action actually may not work. I didn't know that. But it moved the arms up and down is what it would do. You can kind of see them start to move. Let's see if I put them up like they're supposed to be. Yeah. Not the best. Doing alright, Toe. How are you? Alright, so there's figure number 2. So we got his rookie figure. And this is not a rubbery figure. This is hard plastic. So they've changed here. They went to a hard plastic. Those weren't articulated. They didn't move or do anything. These got movement now. You can move the legs. And I believe you can move the head. Not on this one. So, and it gave it that little action on it. So we got those. And a lot of people weren't that stoked on these. And they're like, whoa, that's kind of weird. So, what does original San Francisco toy maker do? They're like, huh, well, they didn't really like those all that much. They sold, but maybe they were too big. So they said, let's go smaller. Big V South Philly. What's up? What's up, Big V? Oh, thanks. So you get this, which is a 3.5-inch figure, as opposed to your 5 to 6 inch. So you see them next to each other. It's probably 5-inch, and you got like a 3.5. These, no action button, which is cool, especially if you're a kid playing with it. You didn't have a silly button hanging out of the back of it, but way more articulated. If you notice, the arms move in different all the way around. They got joints here. The legs, oh, I was going to say they don't move. What? They move the same, but you got more articulation in the arms when these new ones came out. And the head still doesn't look like it moves, which is wild. Why you can't make the head move. Alright, so there's your 3.5-inch, and we're still in WCW. At this point right here, we didn't do the year. So 90, 95 was that. Then we go into this one, which is, let me see here. So I get it right. It's hard to tell if it says 96 or 98, but I feel like it says 90. Yeah, that's 1996. So like directly after the big rubber ones that came out with the weird button. And then you get the mini, the 3.5-inch. It came out I think this one does say 98 though. No, 96. That's really weird. Because I don't remember it being like that. If I'm being honest and thinking back to this actual time, I don't remember it being like this, to where you were just, all the figures came out the same year. So, I don't know about that. So, what did they do here? Guys, let's look at this. They gave us a big rubber guy that was kind of rubber, PVC-ish. Then they went into hard plastic. Then they gave us a little more articulation and took that weird button away. And they got smaller. Now look at the weird move they decided to make. Here is his fourth figure. And this is a vibrating figure. You push the button and it vibrates. I don't really understand it. It's a very stuck pose, arms up, or arms that you can move the arms only like that. The leg movement is like an original San Francisco toy maker's must, I guess, where the legs just twist like the Bone Cruncher Savio Vega. Yeah, kind of weird if you think about it. So that's the order that you got. That's how you got them. Let's see what the year is on this vibrating one, because I'm pretty sure these came out after. Okay, 97. Finally, something says a different year. So, and they're saying, according to what their manufacturing stuff says, in 96, they put out the first three figures here. That's when Hulk Hogan had came over and was in WCW at that point, if you remember. So merchandising, I guess, just went through the roof. There's your order. And at this point, it's 1997, and we have a big vibrating one that is it's not articulated much at all. So now, is WCW going to stick with that? They switch. They jump over and they stop using original San Francisco toy makers, and they go with Toy Biz, or Marvel Toys started making them. This also got a weird action where you squeeze the legs together, it makes the arm go up, and it's got a squeeze hand. I believe there was a different version of this that came out. I don't have the one without the neck brace. I only have this neck brace version, but so much better. The articulation there within the feet, at the knees, at the waist, the hands. You get that new articulation that small one had. Of course, the Big Show, you can't. That's weird that they won't make it so the damn neck moves. But this is from Toy Biz, so they jump over and they have a new manufacturer that's doing their toys, and Toy Biz has got it. I never noticed that they made his foot like that, so you can kind of stand him at a little bit. Okay, I like that. Alright, so and what year is this? We look over here, put this into the light. Wow, they wrote really small. This is 1999. So my guess would be 97 is here with the vibrating one. And then about 98 they came out with probably the original version. And this is the second version, where he's got a neck brace. So they stuck with original San Francisco toy makers for a long time. And they made him plenty of action figures. And that's not it. There's a lot of other stuff that I don't have that came out. But here's one that's a must-see. Dang, I can't get the camera to focus on it. Let's see. Hang on. Do you see how nice that is? How realistic that is? Isn't that incredible? They also released him on a single card without the neck brace. Yeah, the one you have came in a 2-pack with Kevin Nash. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. So I know they made things like this. I'm sure that he has one of these, which is steel. That's solid steel, and everything's articulated and everything. It's really heavy. A little Macho Madness. I'm sure they made one of these for him. I also have this little thing here that I've never really shown, that I got not too long ago. And it makes me wonder what this little action figure is from. Because if I look, it does have some kind of a maker thing. Yeah, back on his leg. WCW 99. It says Toy Biz. So here's how small it is in comparison. See how little it is? They gave him like the hot dog color compared to his other stuff. But I got this thing, and I'm sure they actually, I would almost guarantee you, they made one of these for him, and he has one. I don't want to break it trying to open it though. Okay, there it goes. So check this thing out. I found this in a flea market, and I thought it was just a belt, like a little box thing for a belt. But then when I got it, I said, and it made a bunch of noise. I was like, that's crazy. So if you, dang it, I shut it. Flip it around. I think you can actually wear it as a belt and clip it onto your pants, so you can wear it as a belt, which is pretty crazy. But I was gonna buy it just for that alone. I was like, oh, I'm down. That thing is sick. But when I got home with this thing and got to actually look at it and find out what it was, my mind was blown. And I'm sure that they made a figure of the Big Show that goes into this. But check that out. It's in really, really good shape too. Those little middle attachments go from the corners. So there and there. I actually should display it like this. That's what I should do. Instead of displaying it up with it down always. We'll display it. Oh, no. Don't you do that. So it's got like a little launcher thing right here that you launch figures. You put them onto it. You hit the button. It launches them. But if you look and you put this figure into this, it doesn't. As far as size, like, he's a big dude, but come on. He's like, takes over the whole ring. That's not gonna work. So I'm like, well, it's sick to display. I really like it, but I was amazed when I found this and was really, really, really stoked because it is in such good shape. And I think most of the time these things, the sticker looks really, really rough when you find them used. And actually, I think it may be missing a piece of the steel cage that goes across the front, but that's fine with me because when I display it, I don't want the front on there anyway. So yeah, there's that. So we've we've made it a ways. But we have officially, at this point right here, we've seen the last figure that he's going to get from WCW, which is a bit of a bummer. You know, it's like, well, I really, really like the WCW figures, especially Toy Biz. When they got over into this, they were so articulated and detailed, and like, they just looked cool. So, not the biggest fan of the original San Francisco toy maker stuff, but I dig it because of the history. So, like, I respect it, but like, for being honest, yeah. So he jumped ship, and he is not WCW anymore. He runs over and decides he's going to the WWF, and he goes over, takes some during one of the events, and takes some backstage shots with WWF at the time. And they did that so they could start making merchandise and stuff for him and start putting out figures as fast as possible. So that's basically what they did. They take some photos, get some reference shots, and then they start preparing to make him all kinds of action figures. And as far as someone who's going to sell action figures, he's such a massive dude, so I get why they did it. So let's jump over. What is WWE doing at the time? Well, what they're doing is a little thing called bone crunching. Now, if you look down here, this is all bone crunching action figures. There's a bunch on top and towards the bottom and stuff. But yeah, those are some of my very favorite. I got a wall over here of men on card ones. They're some of my favorite. No, like, I don't even have to think about it. They are absolutely some of my very favorite figures. And what they would do is they would snap, crack, and pop at when you bend the arms. They had rubber arms. This one is supposed to be a bone cruncher, but it's not really a bone cruncher. It's got hard plastic arms and legs, but it is the Big Show. Paul White is what he comes out as. And this, I believe, is his first figure with WWF. You know, such an influential character at that time when he came over. It just like shocked everybody. I was so stoked. But I mean, I accidentally seen another one day, and I was like, you know what, I like it enough that maybe I should just buy both. And so I did that. So there's two of them. Couldn't help it, my bad. Alright, so then what we jump over, and he starts getting a bunch after the bone crunchers. I don't know, he may get another bone cruncher, but it's like very minuscule differences. But I'm gonna jump over right now to Titantron Live, which are the characters that you would take. And if you look right over here, down below at the bottom there, behind that ring and that Kurt, that is a Titantron Live setup. It has a little entrance spot where you would take the character and go stand them on that entrance like magnet thing. And I'll show you on the bottom of the figure here. You see that on his foot? You touch that magnet to the magnet on the Titantron, it would play their entrance music. So this, I believe, is the first Titantron Live of Big Show. You can tell because the originals, a lot of the first stuff got that crazy weird arched back. If you see how weird that is. But yeah, the first few Titantrons are some of the worst likenesses I've ever seen of figures, like with the other ones. They did him pretty good. His is not bad. They did a pretty good job on this one. It's got like, it's got some ridiculous feet on it. Like, looks like a clown with them feet. But the rest of it, super sick. Alright, and then the reason I was kind of inspired to do this is because I just got a new Titantron Live Big Show. And I was stoked on it. Instead of just doing a simple short, I said, why don't I do a live feed and do all the big shows and stuff. So here it is. When he became the Big Show, like, this is when they started doing the real scan technology, which is really cool. And they did that, not only were they doing it on the face to get a great likeness, they were starting to do it on the attire too. So if you look kind of close there, let me see if I can get this to focus. It says Big Show, and it's a pretty good shirt. The back, Big Bad Show, it says. And also, once again, you have the magnet on the bottom. But let's check a year on these, because at this point it's 1999. And yeah, I'm really stoked on this Big Show here. It's only the second one I have of Titantrons, so glad to have it. Do we have them all in there? Kinda. This. That'll work. Alright, well, I don't have a whole lot more. I have a Mattel. I had one thing from Mattel. Like I said, I'm not a Mattel collector. I'm looking around right now to try to see if I have anything else that I've maybe overlooked. I have cards and stuff, but that don't count. There he is when he got featured on the WCW NWO World Tour video game for Nintendo 64. Here is Rumbler Big Show from Mattel. So I think they're doing the Knucklers or something like that now. This is when they were doing Rumblers. They were pretty popular. I'm surprised they didn't continue with it. But yeah, that's what those are. And I don't want to go into this for too long, so I think I'm probably going to end this here. I have some, we could have done, yeah, I have some calendars with him, and I don't have any men on card stuff. I'm looking. I think we're going to probably call this one. I mean, that's a decent spot to stop it at. I can't see anything else that I should have for sure shown. Pretty much gave you all of it. The Big Show. The Giant. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I knew there was something else. Check this one out. This is a weird one. Do you collect the WWE Superstars? Walmart exclusives? Yes. So I'm going to end this too. This is an erases. It's an eraser. It came in pieces, and you got to snap it all together. The head, the body, the torso. Even the torso is in half. But yeah, little mini action figures that are actually erasers. I don't know who makes them. Maybe Mattel. Well, I have the thing here. Who makes it? I don't know. You want to see? Here's the thing that I got when I bought like 4 of them. I have that rock, and do I have any of the other? Okay, yeah. Then I have the Big Show. I have Daniel Bryan, but his boots aren't painted, which is weird. They're just flesh colored. I have Dolph Ziggler. I think that maybe, yeah, I have 4 of them. But it doesn't really say who makes these things. It just says Erase Seas. 2015 is when they came out. Yeah, I really like the Superstars figures. As far as modern stuff, that's the main reason I actually do collect anything modern, is because of that line that got me into doing it. So, really, really like that line. I got some new knockoff thing too. I haven't even made any videos on it, but I have my my knockoff area right over here. And I have some modern stuff. Like there's an exclusive Mr. T over there and a bunch of legends, and I got stuff, okay? I got lots and lots of stuff. There's the new bendies up at the top. Video games, old VHS. So, let me show you what I ended up with. Check this thing out. Hopefully I don't make too big of a mess. So I think they may make 2 different versions of this, and I know where the other one's at, so I may go get it. Do you have a hard time finding them? Yes, I do. A lot. A very, very, very hard time finding them. Recently, they just out of nowhere restocked them. They haven't been there in months and months and months. I'm telling you. And they just restocked them. And I got, let's see if I can show you here in the camera. Yeah, I can. I got these here. Where's my hand? There. There's Zeus, Sheik, Great Muda. They're in red. And then Diesel. So if you notice, everything else up there is super new. Or not super, it's all the old stuff. Because like right next to Sheik here is like the original set. Like there's Honky Tonk Man, it's every one. And then right after Great Muda, it does the same. I had a spot there where, okay, so where these 4 things are at, 4 figures are at, there was another poster. And I needed space, so I removed the poster, which left me a block. And I was going to move every single thing so that I can have it lined up correct. I just put the 4 there. So, but like, I made it down to, I started missing things up in here. In like this, in this area. Like I had a Muhammad Ali, and then it was broke. And so before I left the store, I brought it back, and they said they took it, and they said we'll call you when one comes in. And then I came in, and then they just said they couldn't get it. But yeah, I don't know why that was. I ended up down here, if you notice at the bottom, that's an Andre. I ended up having to put that thing in a hard case because I think it's going to pull off the bubble. Same with, there's a Captain Lou kind of hidden right over here. Or is he? Yeah, here. And then next to Macho here is the Rock. And then next to Papa Shango is Taker. Can't really see those. I guess I can move you over. You can see it. I still got it cut out so you can't see those few. Yeah, just recently, if you look over here. You can't even see it. But back behind those Superstars figures here, I just found 3 new VHS WWF all Stone Cold stuff. So 3 of his, and there's my newer stuff. Like, I guess I can show you. There's the newer stuff. Yeah, I think this Hunter here is one of the first elites. It's the DX Hunter. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about these. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this. You guys tell me if you want to do this, but I had plans. I have a stack, pretty big stack here, of, and more over there, of old WWF magazines. If you wanted to go through them, we could do that. I also found a bucket. I don't know why. We got some almanacs. Yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of stuff. I just don't know what you want to see. So, because people don't say what they want to see, I just don't put anything out. Eventually, people will be like, yo, will you show me more of that? And I'll be like, yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Miss. Miss one? I appreciate it. Here's all my old stuff. The whole room is like that. There's a lot of stuff. It's a whole shelf of DCW stuff. Yeah, there's a Hell in a Cell ring on the ground. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So, if you've seen something you wanted to see a little further content on, you've seen something that you liked, something that just confused you, let me know. I'll be glad to do videos on the stuff. This is what I do over on this channel. I go out, I hunt figures, and display them, collect them. No internet. See that watch? It's a WWE watch. I found that in a flea market. Yeah, but no internet, no mail order. Go out in public with other people and enjoy hunting the figures down and making a collection the old-fashioned way, because that's what I do here. So if you enjoy that stuff, subscribe. I will catch you next time. This was fun. Oh, what's going on, Daniel? Sorry, I gotta hop off here. I've been on here for a while, but thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.